All right, let's go on an adventure. Today, we're taking a virtual trip to the roof of Africa to climb one of the most famous mountains on the entire planet. Get ready, we are heading to Kilimanjaro. So, before we even start climbing, let's talk about the name itself. Its exact origin is still up for debate, but one of the most common translations for Kilimanjaro is the Mountain of Greatness. And honestly, that's the perfect name for this place. And yeah, that's exactly where we're going to start. We need to understand the sheer scale of this mountain to really appreciate what makes it so, well, great. First off, let's talk about height. Kilimanjaro stands at an absolutely incredible 5,895 meters above sea level. To put that in perspective, that officially makes it the highest mountain in all of Africa, a true giant. And for those of us who think in feet, that is a staggering 19,341. So no matter which system you use, the bottom line is the same. This mountain just towers over everything around it. Now here's something you might not know. Kilimanjaro isn't just a single mountain. It's actually a massive, dormant volcano made up of 3 different volcanic cones. You've got Shira, which is the oldest one, then there's the really rugged-looking Moenzi, and of course, Kibo, which is the highest point and where you'll find the summit. Okay, so moving on from the geology, the climb itself isn't just about going up. It's this unbelievable ecological journey. Seriously, climbing Kilimanjaro is like visiting completely different worlds, all in the span of just a few days. This quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the experience. Because of that extreme change in altitude, you literally walk through multiple, totally distinct climate zones, and each one has its own unique vibe. It's what makes the climb so incredibly diverse. So what does that actually look like? Well, you start your trek in this lush, dense rainforest. Then you climb up into a zone that's all heath and moorland, kind of strange and beautiful. Above that, the whole landscape just transforms into this stark alpine desert. And then, finally, you hit the Arctic conditions at the summit. It's like 4 seasons in one climb. It's wild. And get this, right at the start of your climb, down in that rainforest, you might have some company. Now, it's pretty rare, but people have actually spotted monkeys, elephants, and even leopards on the lower slopes of the mountain. Incredible, right? All right, so we know what the mountain is and the worlds you walk through. But what about the human side of things? What does it actually take to tackle this great ascent? First off, this is not a weekend hike. Reaching the summit of Kilimanjaro is a serious multi-day trek. It usually takes anywhere from 5 to 9 days. And that extra time is so important. Taking a longer route lets your body slowly get used to the thin air, which dramatically boosts your chances of making it to the top safely. And this is what makes Kilimanjaro so unique. It's one of the famous 7 summits, but it's also surprisingly accessible. You don't need technical mountaineering skills. You don't need ropes or ice picks. But, and this is a big but, it does demand that you be in excellent physical shape. You absolutely have to acclimatize to the altitude, and honestly, you need a whole lot of determination and endurance. So after days of trekking, after pushing your body through every single one of those climate zones, you finally get close to the climax of the entire journey, the view from the roof of Africa. After all that effort, what's the big payoff? What's actually waiting for you when you're standing on the highest point of an entire continent? This. You are so high up that on a clear day from the summit of Kilimanjaro, you can actually see the gentle curve of the Earth's horizon. I mean, just think about that for a second. It's a breathtaking, totally perspective-shifting view that very few people will ever get to see in their lifetime. But that incredible view is also a really fragile one. And from the awe of the summit, we have to make a pretty sharp turn to a much more urgent topic. The mountain's iconic glaciers are in serious danger. For most people, the image of Kilimanjaro is that snow-capped peak, its crown. The whole idea of these massive glaciers existing right on the equator is a paradox of nature. It's what's made the mountain's image so legendary. But that crown is vanishing, and it's happening fast. Just look at this timeline. 100 years ago, the peak was covered in ice. Today, more than 85% of it is gone. And scientists estimate that within just a few decades, Kilimanjaro's famous snows could disappear completely. And so we're left with this thought. The Mountain of Greatness offers this life-changing journey and a view of our planet's curve. But its disappearing ice is more than just sad. It's a visible, real-time warning about our changing world. The question isn't just about saving something beautiful, it's about what this loss truly represents. It leaves us all wondering, can we save a mountain's crown? And what does it mean if we can't?